Hello friends, Resort here again with more of our 100 cat playthrough. I think the last time we just finished up the first part of our kill box. Today we're going to go ahead and get some doors on it, get some sandbags outside to keep it more adequately defensible against whatever might come and stop us. Only 3 cats so far. We do believe a few of them were impregnated recently, and so we're in good shape now to have plenty of cats coming pretty darn soon. One small mistake we made last time was not having any meals allowed inside of our freezer. They are getting moved in now, and so we have plenty of meals, just the stove does not know it, and so they're still trying to infinitely cook more and more and more meals. So I'm going to order Dear Element here to please haul food on in. You are already doing on your own. That'll stop cooking from now. We do see we have very little raw resources other than oodles of human meat, which is all for the cats whose little squeaks there are so adorable. I do like that quite a bit. I see also we have no metal at all, so the wall is not going to be getting put up with sandbag line until we get plenty of metal, but we have some there inside the base and then also quite a bit down here. We're aptly fine situation. I have no doubts at all that we're able to defend this base pretty darn easily once we get this inner kill box made. At least that's the big hope here. These trees need to be removed to ensure we don't have any place for enemies to hide against us. Get those knocked down pretty fast. We should have some more harvesting fairly soon also. And we did get our first round of smoke leaf here. I planted that when Element's brother died in order to keep Elements in okay mood. But it seems that their mood's actually doing all right now. So maybe we won't need to go in the direction of smoke leaf therapy for stress. I do also want to get the additional bedrooms made, and that will happen today. I'm almost certain of it. Feeling pretty good about where this base is right now. We got plenty of kibble made for the cats. Everything is seeming hunky-dory. But want to go ahead and build a sandbag line all the way across this front row. That's just about 200 steel in itself. It's a ton of steel, but we got plenty there, and like I said, some down below also. Those two together will pretty much make sure we have plenty of defenses for no problem at all. I think Levin is my #1 miner right now. Yeah, also though my #1 constructor. So we're going to turn off construction briefly. Look at that, you already got half it done all on your own. Very, very impressive. I'll let him finish up that first, and then we'll get on mining afterwards. I'll be sure not to mine too far through here, because right now that thin strip that left behind is all that's keeping out the enemies. We'll plug it up with granite at some point before too long. And I did say today I also want to get our research room finally put together, finally running. We haven't done any research yet. We're only 25 days into the game, but our people not researching is putting us at a bit of a disadvantage. The lack of strong assault rifles to hold off against our enemies will be part of an issue, but we'll see what happens. I've got faith in this thing. Alright, man animal pops up. What kind of animal is it? Just a muffalo. I mean, oodles of food for us, and actually it showed one other meal that had been left behind. Not sure how that happened exactly, but we should be just fine versus a single muffalo. I'm actually going to trust Levin can kite it to death, maybe. I mean, I should have made used the newly constructed walls there to attempt some door cheese. Kiting might not happen. Be running and running and running. Yeah, it looks like muffler a little faster than I remembered, so let's go around to the back side, have Element pop out and help here. Levin's being chased by a giant enraged cloud. I mean, Levin probably thinks he's dreaming right now. I can't imagine actually going through this, but hopefully Element will draw Muffle's attention. Maybe not. All right, Levin back to running. Excellent kiting skills, everybody. Don't know how many bullets it takes to take down one Muffalo, but apparently we finally found the number. With that, we'll actually let it bleed out, which is terribly cruel. Our people need sleeping, so we can call it a ritual of some sort. We don't like actually killing anything. We just like knocking out temporarily. Oh boy, it's a raid. Happily just tribes people. Quite a few of them who are both melee and ranged both. But that'll be the first test on our new partially built kill box. It only has, as you see, 2 steel doors. Now, our people didn't get to sleep too long ago. Yoder's the only one who's decent on rest right now. And Yoder does no dumb labor, so we can't send Yoder out to cut down these trees. I think to guarantee we stay alive, we need to wake our people up and get them working on cleaning up the old kill box. I was just talking a good game about how secure we absolutely are, but not sure that's the case. Not at all. We do only have 2 of the doors finished, so I think I'm going to turn Levin into a miner briefly, because we do have no steel at all saved up. We're kind of hoping right now that the raiders will hold off for a little bit, so we can finish this kill box somewhat. Alright, Levin is going after some food. Sorry, friend. Need that steel right now. Can't get any from the south side here. We will see how much time we have. Also, I briefly worried I'd left the back door open. I did not. There's wandering close to our base. Hopefully do not try to wander through the door. That'd be a truly terrible experience. Let's go ahead and queue up a couple more of you. You go to bed. No sleeping for Element. Instead, go ahead and cut these right now. Get those 3 down, that'd be super great. We will see. No wandering through the door. I'm actually not sure if they can wander through the door. I suspect they can't. Alright, they're being their assault. We did not get any steel at all. We shall see what happens now. So let's go get our people into position. I'll actually continue cutting down trees until they get all the way around. So Levin, come cut this one. Yoder, come to the wall. The sort of questionable door cheese, without having a completed sandbag line, but also not a completed wall. That is the bigger issue. How did I miss this spot in the wall? I'm sure someone spotted that by now, and we're yeah, making that is going to be pretty important to keep them outside. Happily, we do have some time. Be just fine. Yeah, I'm going to save enough time to get that wall up. In Levin we trust. Nothing like waiting the last minute to finish this up. Alright, wall's up good. You take a place here. Just have a little bit of time. Let's rush out and get this tree cut down. All this last minute bit of work. It's like you know you have guests coming over and you're mopping the kitchen floor as they're driving to your home. That tree's not going to finish, unfortunately. Oh, it might. It might. One time I need like a 2-person hand saw so that both people can work simultaneously on a tree. We're going to risk it. Go, Levin, go. We're going to Element, go to this door. Levin, take this door. We shall see what happens. Quite a number of enemies. Only 3 of us. I wonder if being on this side would be a better idea to get at least a little bit of cover. I'm not sure if partially trying to sandbags get any cover at all. Cover effectiveness is 65%. So apparently, partially built still gives the same amount as full builds. A surprise. Well, we'll see what happens. Where are you all going? I'm sorry? This is one of those cases where perhaps that the door is not being held open has confused them, but maybe they're just walking all the way right off the map. There's no way for them to get up to the north here. They've just taken one long trip all the way around the base. Alright, some of them got the bright idea to come on inside and fight now. I do not know what's happening to the AI. That is fine. They're splitting themselves up, though. Sounds good to me. And they do have cover, unfortunately, but... Alright, we do want to focus on the meleeer first. We should keep our long-range shooter focus on the long-range fellow, and then revolvers go to meleeer, who's going to charge in on Yoder, pull away. Good. One down, fantastic. Poke out. Rest of the group is... I don't know what they're doing. Oh, I'm not watching, though, and so meleeer got back in while I was busy looking around the map. Alright, more in here now. Let's go ahead and poke out. You are ranged. Good, good. How are you still living? Alright, so let's focus on this fellow here. Yoder, pull back. Just need to keep an eye on the meleeer in particular, where they go. You're not actually melee, you're just coming in like you are. Have Yoder pop out right here. What? This person with a short bow has decided to become melee. Maybe ran out of arrows. It just ran on in, wielding that short bow like a cudgel. Not sure what's happening there. Craziness. Another one down, good, good. Someone's very unhappy. Elmo's not having a good time out here at all. They've taken our wall against us. It's unacceptable. We'll see what we can do. Now it's just a waiting game. Lack of cover here is a bit of an issue. Element's kind of far away, so we'll bring Elements on down. They're fleeing now. Alright, good game, good game. Everything is fine. We'll have Element finish off purple. Yeah, the door being held open there. Most unfortunate. Alright, let's not friendly fire our friends, please. 11, come on in. Element dodge. Good dodge, Element. I have Yoda come help. Couple little dings on our people there. No major damage, I don't think. Yeah, minor bit of wounding. You can't leave. You are cat food. We need you. Okay, let's get the self-tending done. Then, 11, how badly were you hurt? Lost a thumb. That's too bad for both fighting and then later other sorts of manipulation. I have no idea why that ranged person ran on in like they were wanting to fight with melee, but that's how this thing goes. A couple people who are still alive. If any of them are psychopaths, they get to stick around. If not, they're just cat food. Yeah, all cat food this time. We'll get it all butchered pretty quick here. We survived, thank goodness. Every time we get through a raid, with no traps and turrets, I always breathe a little sigh of relief. And now we know we can actually get the kill box fully made before next raid. We have some time. Thank goodness. Now, everyone should be self-tending. They are. 11, you're eating first, leaving blood everywhere. Are we still cleaning as job 1? Yeah, Element should be cleaning now. Resting first. Your mood is not great due to being tired. All right, we're going to trust that the blood all over our base is not being a problem. 11, did you self-tend? You didn't. I'm not sure why you didn't. I realize you're quite tired, but let's let you go to sleep and have Yoda come and heal you up. Yeah, from chopping apart one human body to healing up another, the Yoder story. Let's go 10. You're already doing it on your own. Good. And we're still using only herb medicine, which I mean using no medicine at all because our heal root's are not quite delivered to us. The Muffalo did finally bleed out also, so I want to get that butchered as well. Hate to lose any of the fine food. I believe actually 2 of the cats might be. No, it's only a kitten. So only one of the cats is currently pregnant. One of the females. It'll be a slow process before we get all the other kittens begetting kittens, but I believe in us. We'll get them all eventually. Absolutely inhumane for us to leave people bleeding out. I should just go euthanize, I'm sure. So we'll go do that. Get a little training on our pistoling also. Good work, Yoder. Good work. We are all sleeping at 6 p.m. This is one of the issues with leaving the day's schedule completely at default. But if they need to sleep, they can sleep. I'm all right with that. As long as they get working when they get up in the morning, most especially cleaning up this poor bedroom. And we do want to make our freezer larger also. It's too small for the amount of food we have coming through it presently. The Muffalo has how much more time until running out of freshness? Just a day. That's alright, we'll keep on butchering in a moment here. The stockpile is not full, so hopefully it's order Element to haul these out. Looking for a trader eventually to get rid of all these items. We could just burn them. Like, my suspicion is the majority of these dead people's clothes are in really poor condition, worth only a few pennies at most. We could campfire burn all of them if our stockpile gets too overwhelmed. And I was hoping you'd work on the steel mining first, but it's alright. We have enough time for the next raid that it's not really a huge concern, no matter what priority they set the items, so it should be fine. How many more people are there for you? Are you up to just the Muffalo now? Alright, lovely walk, good fun. Let's get back to butchering, please. All the blood being cleaned. Two more bodies still. Yeah, we have a stupid amount of cat food coming in here. To avoid having my freezer overrun with human meat, I might need to stop butchering and just make a freezer here for the cats. Just keep dead bodies in, because we have a challenge keeping hardly any food at all in here with just like, how many? 873 pieces of human meat. Ridiculous. All right, our first Zit event. A battery is short-circuited. I did not put a roof over a battery, it looks like. Yep, that's the problem. I put one over this one, but not over that one. Happily, the explosion didn't really destroy anything of any value. We'll do a better job next time, I swear. Let's go ahead and prioritize building that roof, please. Alright, now we're in fine shape. No more explosions ruining anything. Perfect. A little bit more mining. This is one challenge with this kind of 3 or 100 cat playthroughs, that we're probably only have the 3 colonists for most of the whole thing. So by now we'd normally have a 4th, maybe even a 5th colonist to do more and more of the work around the base. But the issue with butchering is that it upsets people so much they're not psychopaths. You butcher humans. Now, we could stop butchering humans. We could just put together a pile of dead bodies for the cats to eat from. This would surprisingly not upset non-psychopaths. It's also not like kindly behavior towards our cats. It's not a good way of ensuring that the cats have specially prepared food just for them. That's what I'd like to happen. I'd very much like to have the cats waited on hand and foot by our colonists, not just having one more body after another chucked into the cat food spot there. There's plenty of steel to finish up our sandbag lines, so we'll get Levin back on constructing again. And our crops are harvested but not hauled, as continues happening. So Element, I'm guessing, is to get the hauling done. One problem with this base, I noted in last video, is that there's so much walking around, so much having to go from one side of the mountain to the other with the hauling. Digging out more and more of the freezer would help with that. We can do a cut through then, but keeping the temperature appropriately cold then to avoid infestation would be a bit of a challenge, but might still do that at some point, as long as the food keeps being not brought in. You see the rice there is below half remaining HP. That's not okay. That's not a good way to keep our people well fed. Again, I refuse to have them become cannibals. Just not going to do it. I think it'd be a good idea to have smoke leaf made into smoke leaf joints. Some of our people are getting consistently stressed. Just have a backstop in case the stress gets too bad might be okay. But food is actually fine right now. And our stockpile zone is once again full. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we have enough really crappy clothing here that I need to get rid of some of it. So let's go and make a campfire and just start burning the old clothes. Anything that's unwearable for our people, we'll get rid of, which is probably, again, worth almost nothing. We do want to get some armor vests made for our people before too long. They're going to be exposed to being shot through the tummy unless we get those. All right, burn apparel. We'll do forever. Not actually last forever, I don't suspect. I want to do any clothes that are, we'll say, under 50, we'll say 55%. We'll say 56%, that's what I end up clicking on. Looks good. And so I think that's a crafting job. I believe that's crafting. It might be tailoring. Actually, it might be hauling. It probably is hauling now I think about it, because using the electric crematorium is a hauling job for burning bodies and so on. So that's fun. And 11 should be, yeah, building the sandbag line now. Going very nicely. These bushes will want to... Maybe I'll leave these bushes here. Do they offer any cover at all? They do. Only 20%. I don't know if I want to allow my enemies to have any place to take cover against me, though. Feels like it'd be a wiser decision not to let them have any space at all. Alright, with that construction job primarily done, we're going to start laying out more construction bits to do to keep Levin happily working along after he finishes with the kill box down there. So we do want to have some more bedrooms. Just 2 more will be fine. So yeah, I'm suspecting we're not going to end up with too many more people in here. Appears to be 5 by 5. By gum, I think I've done it. And an opening in the south for them to walk in and out. Put a wood door on it. And we'll do another one of those next door after we knock that down. Levin's building his own room first. Did you finish with the sandbag line? So you did. Levin, you absolute hero. Alright, but Element needs to actually prioritize hauling in food. I noticed it was hanging out here and did not do a great job of hauling in afterwards. So I'm going to make the work queue back and forth between hauling rice and hauling potatoes over and over again. Because they pick up, obviously, more rice than just that one stack there. But it's never clear what exactly they're going to pick up. This will ensure that they get most of the rice, then most of the potatoes, then most of the rice, and most of the potatoes back and forth. And The freezer is full once more, according to the hauling queue. So I guess things that we're hauling in is gonna do it all. We could potentially just let our airlock be part of the freezer, but I worry about doing that will lower or raise the temperature too much and potentially have big problems. All right, the clothes are left over, though they are dead people's clothing. Yeah, we'll go and make a second bill here. And to burn apparel, I'm guessing this will be all dead people's clothing, yeah? Not quite. So actually some of the pants here are better quality. We can hold on to longer. But yeah, make a second bill, which we click the bill button. Make a second bill, which allows us to burn apparel. It's only dead man's apparel, and we'll make it any quality at all. So it should be the case that all the dead person's apparel is now burned. The double negation on allow non-dead man's apparel no, I believe means only do dead man's apparel. I think. I've got my negations figured out correctly. That should be right. All right, are we out of Granite Stone? Actually, no. There's plenty coming in still. 11 just kind of slow, but we'll get that up. After the 2 bedrooms are done, an outer wall would be a great idea. Second outer wall to keep this place defended longer term, and the research room also will start outfitting, though I'm sure we've recognized that we only have 3 people and one can't do any hauling. It's going to be a little bit awkward having our hauler come back and do just a moment or 2 of research before returning to hauling once more. Your mood is still pretty darn low. Happily, the dining room's up to decent now. We want to try to improve that to better than decent, so we get more and more points on everybody. Definitely putting floor on both of our doorways will help a little bit. And then past that, we'll want some art in there, or a potted plant could even help a fair bit. So let's do some potted plants to ensure everything is bright and beautiful for our folks. We'll actually put a potted plant in every room. Eventually, you'll have one in every corner. Maybe even some for the cats. We'll see how we end up doing. Okay, and the beds are still just poor quality. I did make one better quality bed. Hopefully Yoda makes an even better one for themselves now. And we'll do some stone floors also. Looks pretty good. And we'll also deconstruct this room, but because it's a completed room, we have to make sure to take the roof off, lest it falls on someone and kills them. Hopefully today we can get this next bedroom made. Actually, for the moment, we don't need to do that. Let's actually hold off on moving the roof. We'll keep 11 in his new room, and Yoder can have this as their own bedroom for the time being. As much as I want to have uniformity of all of my bedrooms, there's no point in hastening to have more and more and more rooms. The 3 we have are just fine, though moving the door to the other side could help quite a lot. I do eventually want other rooms for crafting, tailoring, and so on, but that's not especially urgent right now. Our people's clothes are still in the 80% range. They won't whine until it's under 50, so we got some time. And I do remember that on an earlier raid, we got these 3 shoddy bolt-action rifles. We can look through and see what the accuracy is on them. So long-range accuracy is between long range 60%, down to 50% on touch range. Let's compare that against our current revolvers on, we'll say Yoder, for instance, who's a normal 100%. Yeah, much higher range on touch and short, much lower on long. Doubling accuracy on long if we go to the bolt-action rifles. The hard question then is, will we be able to kill basically everyone before they get in on us closer if we have 3 bolt-action rifles used, for instance? And I'm just not sure. I never quite know how to prioritize what weapons to use. A medieval lord named Friti Alberson calls from nearby. I mean, medieval lord's probably fantastic. Probably a great character. We're glad to have. Probably not a psychopath. We don't really need cat food right now, so I'm going to ignore the message and just cower on in here. Cats with a priority. Saving lords especially, but saving anyone is not the most important thing right now. Just cats. Cats are what matters. All right, research bench goes in. Want to get light in there also, which I can actually reach. I'm so surprised. that the power cable can go that far. Running an extension cord the whole way seems really nice. And actually, now I think about before we build that, we should smooth the floor, because with the research bench in place, we won't be able to smooth the back end of that, and that will make it never smoothable, unfortunately, until we deconstruct the research table. Now, these bits up close I figured could be smoothed also, but maybe they already were smooth? Let's see. Yeah, already smooth. I smoothed part of it and then dug in more. Did I allow an infestable area? I did not, thank goodness. So we're fine on that. Put down more stones also. Granite tile there and there and there. And then across Levin's room also. More spacecraft bits landing. I think there's still probably plenty more of those on the map. Or we deconstructed some of them. So we have lots of steel laying around. It's possible that the steel inside our base is not even what we need to use to get steel items made. All we really need is to collect what we already have on the map. Our constructor is doing what now? Putting down tiles. Yeah, smoothing the floor comes last. Very slow job, but it'll all get done sooner or later. And I'm going to let this room stay up a little bit longer. My plan is probably make another bedroom right next door, and then potentially a crafting room jammed up in the corner here would be all right. We do also want to begin incorporating this into our base. And the best way to do that is likely going to be to extend a wall out this way. Probably a fairly thick wall, because I don't want to try to defend that area then. I just want to have it like part of our base for, I'm not sure what, maybe just more storage perhaps. But definitely having the farms out of the base is a good idea, lest they constantly get burnt down. Stockpile still totally full. That's not okay. We need a trader to visit us. Actually, do we have a trade spot nearby? Are there any people with whom we could trade? Yellow, I believe, is hostile to us. The yellow tribes hate us. So only the, we'll call it mauve and some sort of like light purple. I don't know the word for that that comes to mind. Yeah, these ones over here we could trade with, or those up there. Let's see what the distance is to either one. Now, so anyway, one of our three colonists seems like a fairly terrible idea. But just to get our stockpile cleared up might be nice. Or we could make a new stockpile zone, of course. It's always a possibility as well. It was 2 days to that one, and the other one probably a little farther. 2.6 days. All right, the nearer one is the preferable one, but let's not be ridiculous. The majority of the items here are not especially valuable. There's nothing we really need to buy right now or even want to buy all that much, so we're not going to do any of that. I see that we are getting close to the point where we start making more food. I think it's at 9 or so. 7. Let's go ahead and increase it a little bit to 9, just to work through the potatoes and so on. And we can drop on the ground. Now, let's not do that. Let's have them put it back in the freezer when they're finished. So, I feel like this basin is fairly well established, fairly comfortable right now. I'm feeling like it's able to be self-sufficient, at least for the time being. Again, once the cats start really coming out, it might be a little bit more problematic, but it's feeling okay. Okay, and I don't want to put down the research bench till we have Levin done. While I have the bench not here, we should also go ahead and dig out a little bit more of this wall so we can replace it with granite walls. And we have plenty of that made. I don't remember who's doing crafting after everything else. It is Yoder. After the cooking and growing is done, Yoder, who can't haul, can't do dumb labor, goes and turns rock chunks into lovely blocks to keep that steady supply coming along. I notice I actually did not put a bit of floor there. Often forget to put floor underneath the doors. Doors being closed confuse me. Looks much nicer. Fully smooth now. What are you doing, Levin? What are you doing? Oh, you're doing what I told you to do. Foolish Levin. Come their own things to do. Alright, let's actually stop mining this for now. Keep that thick wall. It might get exploded. Oh, Fudd's pregnant! Hooray! Alright, so I think the announcement of pregnancy happens a third of the way through the gestation period. So if it's a 20-day gestation period, we still have quite a long ways to go until next pile of cats are born. And then Natalia is a juvenile now. I believe juveniles are impregnable, so hopefully we get an announcement on their being pregnant before too long also. Be very, very nice. I'm going to hold off on laying out any blueprint here until Levin finishes the last two, lest he runs away and works on the building before the mining is finished, but work fast, little friend. There we go. I word actually put it on a little prematurely. That's okay. Very nice. And so we can also then suit in these cargo pods. Holy moly, some good medicine. The game's being very generous this playthrough with the drops from the sky. We had a whole bunch of meat early game, so lots of food was very easy, and then also this medicine is really, really fine. If I could take anything I want from the shuttle above, definitely medicine would be high on that priority list. Did we end up butchering that muffalo? I don't see a skeleton, so I'm going to say that we did. Yeah, plenty of muffalo meat still, so that is good. And I see that because of the lack of stockpile room, Yoder's just throwing junk on the floor. So we definitely need some more mining inside the stockpile. Want to get it even bigger still. Yeah, hopefully we can keep the temperature down -20 or so. If it gets too high, we'll add another cooler, and that'll be just fine. I do see that our battery is starting to run down a little bit during the night. Adding in the lamps here has definitely drawn more power than previously. 11 with like light also in their room. Furthermore, I appear to have missed yet another piece of floor. It's going to be an ongoing theme throughout this and any Rimworld playthrough that I put up. I'll always forget to put floors down on the last little bit of the door. This is unsmooth still. Okay. Clearly, floors matter, just for general colonist happiness. Now that we've gotten the basics handled of the base, namely the kill box and food supply, we can worry about little issues like cleaning up more and more of the flooring. Okay, that's all finished, so we want to build a production building for research. Right here. Again, my imagination reminds me, I believe memory says we can fit a long research bench left to right here, no problem, and then a multi-analyzer down in the corner. We'll see if that's right. If it's not, we can dig out this area and have a larger section, no problem at all. Alright, and then we need some more bedrooms over here to be brightened up rather. And the quality element bedroom is only mediocre. How can we improve that? I mean, a dresser would help. It's going to look kind of awkward being jammed in the corner, but still help somewhat with their comfort. Superior quality. Oh yeah, our constructor is now in that golden period where they're going to put out lots of good items without too much trouble at all. The only issue, of course, that having lost a thumb, occasionally he will ruin absolutely everything he puts down. That'll be just a little bit annoying. All right, more chairs for sitting at the crafting spots. Speaking of which, this craft spot never got one, nor did the chef, so they can keep people sitting in their chairs, keep them nice and comfortable as they do their labors. I want to haul out the granite chunk. We'll get that turned into stone pretty fast, I suspect. Now, this stock puzzle might be only for marble. I said any chunks at all can go there. That's lovely. Looks really, really nice. And I think making a new bed for Yoder would be a good idea, but I'll wait on that until after we've knocked this down, which I say tomorrow morning we'll do that. And we get a research project going. For a base like this, I mean, assault rifle is probably the most important thing, just to ensure that we're able to adequately keep the cats alive as much as possible. Still only 3 cats, but coming along nicely. Finish up the kill box. Things are looking pretty good. We'll see you again real soon.